From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Power Morning Drive Show. My name is Wanyoike. I'm welcoming you officially to cruise with us all the way till 10 in the a.m. I don't know. How was your weekend? Let me know. Hashtag is a hashtag Power Morning Drive. And you can get in touch with us on our social media handles. We are Power Radio across all socials. To tell you just what we shall be looking at for the rest of this program this morning, and actually is incidentally the rest of the week. Now, the June 25th historic protests came back. They made a cameo once again this year, last week on Wednesday. And so this entire week we shall be focusing on the aftermath of the protests. You know, we saw a lot of gruesome pictures and images. We've been inundated with imagery from the social media to, you know, just the conversations that are happening across the country. I mean, we saw the very outright and blatant abuse of power, police brutality. You know, we had extrajudicial killings. We had rape, sexual assault against women protesters. So there's really a lot to uncover. We also saw the shutdown and media censorship of the media, some major media outlets last week during the June 25th memorial protest. So this entire week we shall really want to focus on sustaining that conversation, because we just don't move on from something that still haunts us until today. And so we have a couple of people that were out on the streets that we shall be talking to this entire week as well, and just kind of get to sustain the conversation. And what does that look like for the democracy of Kenya? What does it look like, you know, for justice for those that have been victimized during this protest? You know, we still have the rape cases. We also have the vandalism that took place, looting. So what does justice look like? And then are our structures and systems going to go to the next level of holding those that perpetrated these kinds of human rights violations into account? So those are some of the conversations that we shall be having on today. We were supposed to have the first conversation of this, you know, week of looking at the aftermath of the June 25th protest by one and only Oscar Kambona. He's an activist and a governance expert, but unfortunately he's not able to join us. He shall be joining us though next week sometime as we talk about the rebirth of a nation and what this June 25th the protests portend for the democracy of this country. But the show must go on. So today I shall be focusing just a little bit on the media censorship. You know, what are some of the historic moments that we've witnessed in this country in terms of media censorship? Is it unprecedented? I think I know for sure it's not unprecedented, as we are going to find out from that as well. And so we are going to be looking at also, you know, what is media censorship in a digital age as well, and is it something that we should be talking about in the age where literally anybody can be a source of information? Now, whether credible or not, that's a conversation that we can have further on. So this is definitely a conversation that you do not want to stick out for. So I'll be solo dolo today, but again, the show must go on. But let me first give you the day's updates of traffic, and we start off with what's happening across Thika Road. I can see that Thika Road kumeshikana bumper to bumper. It's absolute madness from Survey all the way down towards town. Same situation also happening along Muranga Road. It's just bumper to bumper, especially as you go towards the Globe roundabout. Today, Limuru Road is also looking quite busy. The area around Village Market all the way towards the Muthaiga, you know, as you leave Karura Forest Gate A lot of traffic happening on that front as well. I can also see that we have the same situation happening along Kiambu Road as you go from DCI into town. It's just a lot of heavy traffic presence as well. Lower Kabete Road from Zen Garden, the madness continues all the way till the Westgate shopping mall area. I can also see that Peponi Road is looking quite the same from Zezoro all the way towards the Westlands area as well. Wayaki Way, nothing much to complain about. You guys are doing A-okay. I can also see that where is this now? Let's move on the other side, and Raila Odinga Road is looking bumper to bumper today, which almost never happens. And I think the spillover is also from Langata Road, which also incidentally is looking like an absolute nightmare this morning. The chaos continue on Ngong Road from Junction Mall all the way as you go towards Prestige Plaza. I almost said Prestige Margarine. The madness continues as well. I can also see that you guys on Mombasa Road are not looking good either. I don't know what happens on Mondays. It's just an absolute madness thing. Capital Center, as you go towards Nairobi West Hospital, things looking quite busy. Same situation along Jogoo Road as you go into Gikomba from Nairobi City Stadium is also looking quite chaotic. Same situation also happening as you go towards the Cabanas bus stop, and the whole area of Embakasi is also looking very busy as well. So in case I haven't mentioned where you are and you might let us know where you are, please let us know. The hashtag to use is hashtag Power Morning Drive, and let's get into the news updates after this short music break. We'll be right back.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Wanipigia sishiki, wanitumia ujumbe sijibu. Sijui ni kwa nini, I wish ningekuwa na majibu. I don't want to disappoint you, so I would rather avoid you. But believe me, I feel you. Na ni kweli ninajaribu, lakini moyo wangu huenda du. Every time I think of me and you, I'm afraid that I am going to love you, then later I am going to lose you. Moyo wangu huenda du. Every time I think of me and you, I'm afraid that I am going to love you. But I'm gonna try cool way, yeah, and give a chance, cool way. Utando lwa mi look away, cool way, yeah. Kifuna uko pumelela, cool way. Brain goes 100 miles an hour. I think of everything that could go sour. My heart really wants this to work out, and I'm terrified of getting a blackout. Lord forgive me, I have been running away from my true feelings, and it's time to stop being afraid and face my true self. Lakini moyo wangu huenda du. Every time I think of me and you, I'm afraid that I am going to love you, then later I am going to lose you. Moyo wangu huenda du. Every time I think of me and you, I'm afraid that I am going to love you. But I'm gonna try cool way, yeah, and give a chance, cool way. I'm gonna try cool way. 'Cause I'm gonna try for you. I'm gonna give my love to you. Kifuna ukupumelela kwe.
Heartbeat, chasing a dream. I feel the rhythm taking me on a trip. We're walking side by side. I'm enjoying the ride. Yeah. Maybe now's the time. I feel so alive. Close my and just tomorrow never comes for the gifted. We always move it to the present cause we can't be caught sleeping. And I couldn't help but notice that too many of us bear too many burdens heavy on our mental. Wanna be instrumental to the world that's changing right before my eyes. Before the children multiply, I have my hands full with the pen and sheets of paper that my dreams land on. Pathway to a promised land with every word of the song. Maybe now's the time. Now's the time. I feel so alive.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
King of Kapungala, Kapungala Ngala. Maneno za umbea na fitina zote mina tupa nyuma. Hata tembo na sigara kubwa zote mina tupa nyuma. Kusema sema na kutia tumbe zote mina tupa nyuma. Kukuna mlungula na kutoa pia mina tupa nyuma. Nipate mimi nikimfuata Yesu. Nipate mimi nikimfuata Yesu. Oneni tukisote nikimfuata Yesu. Nipate mimi nikimfuata Yesu. Fuata nyayo zangu nikimfuata Yesu. Nipate mimi nikimfuata Yesu. Nipate mimi nikimfuata Yesu. Nipate mimi nikimfuata. Yuni na kutia tope zote mina tupa nyuma. Hata kuna na kukata waya zote mina tupa nyuma. Kunoga noga na kudona dona zote mina tupa nyuma. Ulevi mina tupa nyuma. Nikimfuata Yesu. Nipate mimi nikimfuata Yesu. Oneni tukisote nikimfuata Yesu. Nipate mimi nikimfuata Yesu. Fuata nyayo zangu nikimfuata Yesu. Nipate mimi nikimfuata Yesu. Nipate mimi nikimfuata Yesu. Nipate mimi nikimfuata. Minapenda watoto, minapenda kuimba, minapenda kuenda church na kuomba ndimi nitakatakata. Minapenda kutoa, minapenda kusifu, minapenda kuenda church na kuomba ndimi nitakatakata.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Road trips and young romances, breakups and second chances. Our rhythm steers through all these years. If love is a drum, you are my drummer. I'll dance to your beat only forever. If love is a drum, you are my drummer. I'll dance to your beat. My Isukuti love. Is it good for me? Is it good for me? My Isukuti love. Is it good for me? Is it good for me? For me? Ringing the one ding ding, then the boom boom boom, adding my nyatiti, then it's me and you. My Isukuti love. Is it good for me? Is it good for me? Is it good? Heartbeats and stolen glances, oceans and wedding marches. Our music plays through all these days. If love is a drum, you are my drummer. I'll dance to your beat only forever. If love is a drum, you are my drummer. I'll dance to your beat. My Isukuti love. Is it good for me? Is it good for me? My Isukuti love. Is it good for me? Is it good for me? For me? Ringing the one ding ding, then the boom boom boom, adding my nyatiti, then it's me and you. My Isukuti love. Is it good for me? Is it good for me? Is it good? If you wanna know the power of my love, it's not a feeling, it's an action word. You can never give it to me too much, too much. If you wanna know the power of my love, it's not a feeling, it's an action word. You can never give it to me too much, too much. My Isukuti love. Is it good for me? My Isukuti love. Is it good for me? If you wanna know the power of my love, it's not a feeling, it's an action. My Isukuti love. Give it to me too much, too much.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Do you love me, baby? Do you love my money?
Sauti Sol. Mwana
sijatamba kwenye fani, sikuishi na amani. Nilikesha na maombi, nikiomba Mungu anipe nafasi. Nikaanza kuimba, mabinti wanisaka, huku na kule wanichangamkia yeye. Ayo, heri ulie kwenye Range Rover, ama ucheke kwenye boda boda, ukose usingizi runda, masaibu yanakufuata.
That you're gonna love me for sure, unconditional loving, for rich and for poor. Heri ulie kwenye Range Rover, ama ucheke kwenye boda boda, ukose usingizi runda, masaibu yanakufuata. Pesa ni maua, oh, tena inapendeza. Pesa inaua, oh, itakumaliza. Heri ulie kwenye Range Rover, ama ucheke kwenye boda boda, ukose usingizi runda, masaibu yanakufuata.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Right, welcome back. That is Money Lover by Sir Soul, and it's playing right here on Power Radio. This is the Power Morning Drive Show with me and Wanyoike. Now, as promised, let's get into the news dailies, and I mean, quite a lot has been happening in the country. I mean, it's always, would it be Kenya if we are not in high octane politics of some sort? I don't think that there is a possibility for that. And to be honest, I feel like there was a major shift that happened since June 2024. And I mean, the country was definitely, will never be the same again. There was some deaths of some sort. There was also some rebirth of some sort. And so it would be interesting to see what some of my guests will be willing to chime into as we take stock from 1 year of the anti-finance bill protest that took the world and Kenya and Africa by storm. But to move on, The Standard newspaper on the cover page of the newspaper is saying, "No, thank you." Reeling from the arrest and prosecution of Nairobi Central Police Station (OCS) and a police constable following the death of Albert Ojwang at the station, police officers have come out, some boldly, others on condition of anonymity, to rubbish the shoot to kill order by Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen. Cases of politicians and senior officers using junior officers to commit crimes and later abandon them to serve jail terms have been cited as police urge their colleagues to be guided by the law. Right, this is a conversation that is happening on the front page of the Standard newspaper, but it also goes on page 4 and 10 of the same newspaper as well. There's also a news update from the Boniface Mwangi karaoke that we had, that he was declared brain dead yesterday. Now, let me actually just read a quick snippet, or rather, we can come back to it because it's been highlighted on as well on the cover page of the Standard newspaper. Then we also have the Daily Nation. And some of the stories that are making headlines is short hawker declared brain dead. Mask vendor Boniface Karaoke, who was shot in the head during the June 17 demonstrations, lies motionless in hospital, sustained only by machines, but his family knows the end is inevitable. The 22-year-old has been declared brain dead by medics at Kenya National Hospital, and the family can do little more than wait, not for recovery, but for his heart to stop beating, the final step before doctors can formally pronounce him dead. This is a story that continues on page 3 of the Daily Nation. We also have a story on the top cover there. Rival camps emerge in ODM as rifts over Ruto alliance widen. We also have a story on how senior schools will be categorized. Secondary schools that will transition into senior schools in January 2026 have been grouped based on their ability to offer various career pathways and subject combinations under the competency-based education system. We also have a story here on welfare of soldiers, and it says that soldiers to pay for meals as KDF ends food subsidy plan, a story that continues on page 2. And lastly, why youth-led movement has challenged old political guard, a story there on page 7 of the Daily Nation. Quick glance at what is making the headlines on the Business Daily. Borrowing in T-bills hit 1 trillion Kenya shillings on state cash crunch. Some story there on tax revenue shortfall fuels domestic debt growth. We also have a story on advancement in clean energy technology such as wind, solar, and electric vehicles have played a significant role in curbing emissions growth. A story about Kenya starts Addis Dar power transmission, with the Kenya Electricity Transmission Company Limited this week evacuated 50 megawatts of power from Ethiopia to Tanzania in a race to kickstart a deal that will earn it an estimated 800 million a year. There's also a story on Starlink loses market share in Kenya on subscriptions freeze. And lastly, weaker shilling stockpile lift for foreign currency deposits. The value of foreign currency deposits held in local banks rose 2.5% to 1.27 trillion in April, up from 1.24 trillion in March, breaking a 4-month decline that commenced last year, December. Right. So, yeah, those are some of just skimming through the major headlines. But I want us to focus on this story on page 3 of the Daily Nation. And I'm gonna read something just right now. The family of Boniface Karaoke, the hawker who was shot dead in the head by a rogue police officer during anti-police brutality protests in Nairobi, has confirmed that he is brain dead. Speaking to the press on Sunday, family spokesperson Emily Wanjera said that medics at the Kenya National Hospital confirmed that Mwangi's organs are still functioning, but his brain dead. Mwangi is confirmed brain dead, and I quote, "We know what it means. We are just waiting for the doctor to tell us he is no more," she said. The family added that there are more bullet fragments in his brain that have not yet been extracted. But so far, some of the things that to be noted is that the family said that his medical bill has gone all the way towards 3 point something million. I can't remember the exact figure, but it is above 3 million. And actually there's a pay bill that Kenyans were given so that they can at least come together and help raising funds for this hawker who is fighting for his life, reportedly fighting for his life. And a couple of questions really come up from this. Number one, this is not something that we should be even having a conversation on, right? It's the incessant, I think the word there is incessant, abuse of power, the continuous abuse of the constitutional rights of, people. There are many ways in which the constitution and the law has provided and protected us, with the people from, getting along harm's way. And so when we have a case as a person just like Boniface Kariuki was minding his business, really, let's even notably talk about the fact that he was just literally on his business, minding his business, looking and fending for his family, or just looking and carving out a livelihood for himself. Then we see him, because of the anti-police brutality protest, which is actually quite the irony, because people are on the streets to demand for justice for Albert Ojwang. Then he ended up just sort of in the wrong place, in the wrong hands. And he got to suffer these injuries from the head, with suffering bullets on the head. And so, again, this is definitely a continuing conversation about the state of, or rather, I think Irungu Houghton is the one who spoke about it very well. I think I was watching him last week on a TV program, and he was saying that we have quite a bad policing culture in this nation. The rot of bad policing really, if you ask me, it emanates from the colonial state, right? Just even how the police force was organized, how the police force was established. It was established so that it could protect the colonial state from the people. And so if they had to eradicate lives, if they had to, whatever it took and whatever it takes, which has been the case through and through, across many nations, it's not something that is unprecedented. It's something that we see countless times. The very rogue culture of bad policing and police brutality, right? Because of the colonial nature in which the police still operates today, that everything, they always say that it's just orders from above. And so them, as long as they've had their boss saying that, giving them directives, whether it's shooting to kill. And you will remember that Murkomen is it right now at a crossroads or a crossfire. I remember Raila Odinga was telling him, shame on him, because how can he direct, as the Interior or Cabinet Secretary, direct police officers to go and shoot to kill protesters that, first of all, are not even armed, right? So he was really calling out CS Murkomen and the whole machinery, the whole state machinery, and just when we think about police brutality in this country, I think the conversation always ends up being we always want to bring about systems such as the IPOA, which is the Independent Policing Oversight Authority. And I think right now it's safe to say that that boat has already sailed. Because we've seen countless times that we do not necessarily, we're not about this so much. Like we only hear that a police officer has been either promoted, which that's actually one of the outcomes, or they are given transfers into other areas so that they can go and distribute their harm in these areas and in these places. But in terms of bringing them to book, I don't think that this is something that we are ready for as a nation, as a conversation. I don't think that we are ready to have this conversation, or at least yes, of course, the people are always ready, and we have been speaking out about the issue of police brutality, malhandling and mishandling people. Protesters have nothing but done and exercised their constitutional right by being on the streets and to demanding for justice. But what we have is a case of the police force that thinks that they are above the law, and we've said this countless times that nobody is ever above the law, not even the police, not even the president. And so what I guess my question would be, and I think this is definitely a conversation to have with either members of the IPOA or members of the police force, because for me to make sense of it, I would love to have a conversation with the aforementioned parties to just kind of understand like what really goes on in the minds of these police officers. Just because you're given an order from above to shoot and kill, you do not even think about it. You just take whatever you're given and go and exercise on it, whether it might mean death, whether it might mean harm, whether it might mean injury. You just don't think about the humanity of the other person. And so I'm not so sure that there is anything that we can do just of yet, because even the IPOA itself, and again, we live in a rigged system. The justice system, unfortunately, it's rigged. Police officers who are supposed to protect us, they are the ones who are murdering us. They are the ones who are killing us. So even if you take these issues and cases to court, just on the premise that the justice system is rigged, already there's no out from that front, on that front. So enough about police brutality, because I think it's also important to note that shedding a lot of light and focusing on the perpetrator of these violations is taking away the power from the victim. And let me now focus on the victim, right? That it's quite heavy, right? It's really heavy, not only on the family, because I can only imagine what the family of Boniface Karaoke is feeling right now. They have a son who was out there to get to make ends meet, right? But he's in a hospital. First of all, a 22-year-old, you are so young, full of ambition, full of vision, a whole life that lies ahead of you. But in one way or the other, just because you chose to do what you thought could be done or should be done, which is working, instead of being out in the streets and mugging people, you end up on the wrong side of the law, and now he's fighting for his life. It's quite heavy, and I honestly think and hope that everybody that has led to this to the perpetrating of this kind of heinous acts and violations to Boniface and any other slain heroes, as we talk about them, like I know the past 2 weeks, that's when the Rex Masai case opened. So it's going to be an ongoing conversation for sure, an ongoing trail of conversations. Whether justice is going to prevail in this country, I'm not so sure. We are talking about over 60 deaths since last year, 2024. And those are the only ones that have been accounted for. So So it's that, yes, definitely we need to check on the culture of policing in this country, but we also need more so that this whole orders from above thing. I think we need to restore humanity in the police force, and I know that sounds very naive and too overambitious, because I think I was having a conversation with somebody who's has close family in the police force, and they were saying that in fact during their trainings, their soul is the one thing that they are taught to be desensitized from. And so you guys, we might be on this other side thinking, where is your humanity? But during the training camp, that's the thing that they are told to, kind of topple over. It's all about conquering the self. And apparently conquering the self has to do with numbing and desensitizing your feelings, your emotions, because of course the training to become a trained soldier is very rigorous. And so we are going to be talking a lot about, since 2024, again, I say, the nation of Kenya will never be the same again, because the point of reference is June 2024, and just what that very historic moment meant for either the democracy of Kenya, either the way that we think about youth participation in matters governance, matters politics. So it's something that we cannot have in one conversation. It's something that we have to keep having and talking about. So I hope that the pressure groups are going to take this conversation up. I also hope that those that are to be held accountable will be held accountable. If we must disrupt and completely shut off the police force, well, we must, right? If it's not working for the people, then I don't see why we should be having systems and structures that are only doing more harm than doing good as well. So well, let's hope and pray that Boniface makes it alive out. And that, yes, his brain might be dead, but I don't know that I'm not so sure that there is corrective surgery for a brain dead person. I'm just not so sure about that. But it's a story that we shall definitely be keeping a close eye on. So yeah, let's see what comes out of that. Let me take a quick breather. As I mentioned today, I was supposed to be having Mr. Oscar Kambona. He is an activist and also governance expert, but unfortunately due to some unforeseeable circumstances, he was not able to make it, but the show must go on. So today I shall be looking at the aftermath of the June 2025 protest that we just last week, and this entire week actually we shall be looking at the different tenets of the aftermath of the protest, but for me today specifically I want to focus on media censorship, right? And what does that portend for the democracy of Kenya? Are we shooting ourselves in the foot again as a nation? So let me take a quick breather. We come back and we discuss the media censorship case that we saw last week during the June 2025 memorial protests. See you in a bit.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
A main switch production. Mapenzi ni bahari lisilo na mwisho. Mapenzi ni moto kwa roho na haichomi. Nimempenda msichana wa Kisonko. Mi humona kwenye ndoto usiku nikiwa ghetto. Uishi Runda kwetu ni Dandora. Kuna rusho makombo
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Mighty fingers.
Jazz.
I make mountains out of molehills, and it can be quite the scene. Think about how far I've come and my life looking greater than it's ever been. If I could eat my pie in the sky, it would be just my thing. Sipping on my champagne and my life looking greater than it's ever been. My life looking greater than it's ever been. How did you rise so fast, so high, and not melt your wings in the sun? You must be Africa's son. How did you rise so fast, so high, and not melt your wings in the sun? They say you must be an African. They say you must be Africa's son. They say you must be an African. They say you must be Africa's son. You must be an African. I don't know about my haters, but they should know about me. Keep me humble though, God. My life looking greater than it's ever been. I overflow flavor. My pockets are full of greed. Even on my worst day, my life looking greater than it's ever been. My life looking greater than it's ever been. How did you rise so fast, so high, and not melt your wings in the sun? You must be Africa's son. How did you rise so fast, so high, and not melt your wings in the sun? They say you must be an African. They say you must be Africa's son. They say you must be an African. They say you must be Africa's son. You must be an African. You're jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me back. If you're jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me back. If you're jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me back. If you're jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me back. If you're jealous, don't hold me back. Jealous, don't hold me, no, no, no. If you're jealous, don't hold me back. I'm saying, please stop jealous me. Please stop jealous me. I'm singing, please stop jealous me. Please stop jealous me. I'm singing, please stop jealous me. If you're jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me back.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Usiku wa joto, usiku wa manane, usiku usioishia katikati ya Julai. Tulikuwa na furaha, hatuku stress na uhai. Tulijua tu city lights ya Nairobi, they shine so bright. Oh, remember dancing in the moonlight up until the sunrise. Strobe lights glaring oh so bright. Katikati ya July, ya July, ya July, ya July, your skin. Follow the beat the whole night. Oh, we'd be disco queens, but that was way before our time. Our life is out, so we take it. So let's run naked, paint the city pink. We deserve to take it. Let's get our lick back, fight the system, we can break it. Chase our dreams until we make it. Dancing in the moonlight, up until the sunrise. Strobe lights flaring, glow so bright. Katikati ya July, ya July, ya July, ya
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Yes, we have to flip it. Twende biashara boss. Okay, mina biashara, close in tada, flow so tight as Chris Cantata. Young in pala, ass like Prada. Na kama wezi shikanisha basi weni fala. Basi weni fala. Mi naenda pale kila kitu dola dola. President Moi Kibaki wanahola. Naonesha kidole pole. Tubo kubwa kama Rick Ross. Pesa zetu munafanyia what? Kazi kwa vijana, pesa kwa maboss. Wacha kuwa Flozz. Ati wasanii wata get ganji 2030. Nitakuwa 54 made under that. Yes, bere tamo huko ashati ya kaki, check karatasi kareke. Yeah, kareke. Mini STL, the bigger, the better. IMC on the mic, come tester. Hii biashara ni ka M-Pesa. Wesen, tarisi. Na ka usend, sikuski. Biashara ne, biashara. Okinyona hawe niye dige hara. Okinyona hawe niye dige hara. Okinyona hawe niye dige hara. Biashara ne, biashara. Biashara ne, biashara. Biashara ne, biashara. Okinyona hawe niye dige hara.
Biashara niko busy na mziki ndo wani greasy. Na flongine maji utadhani gidi. In other words niko tena jaba. Junilisikia pia kukula main swag. From the business land, Nairobi to be specific. Crew cat popos, not changa illicit. River Road baby, that's where you gonna find me. I be getting my money fast, calling people hadharani. Niko na M-Pesa cooperative, niko na equity. Pesa ni mingi nimevisha so many na publicity. Paparazzi piga mapicha then tuzione BPC. Dashika mamita busy mejipa juu nimesign na DTP. Biashara baby, what it do Miss Stella? I'm the man with the power so I make you feel like Cinderella. And I'm making a shower so hope you got your umbrellas. Y'all is biashara baby Stella, go ahead and tell him.
Biashara ne, biashara. Okinyona hawe niye dige hara. Okinyona hawe niye dige hara. Okinyona hawe niye dige hara. Biashara ne, biashara. Biashara ne, biashara. Biashara ne, biashara. Okinyona hawe niye dige hara.
Nikiwa na STL unajua grafu wanikali. Jumupenda kuchiugamu unaweza nipata hali. Assalamu alaikum walaikum salam. Mi upenda M-Pesa pesa pap na M-Shwari. Hasla mbayo pildo kama ndizi. Mi pick and peel uyu boy sini mjuisi. Easy flow cheesy kama tiba. Na ziko on point ka Abdu Badida. Biashara leta pesa weka deo kwenye mkeka. Mina leta heka flow na tika Professor Christoph ndo anatesa. Kila time weka pressure pima na tape mesha kula Ethiopia na poebesha. Anapenda Rose na yesi amba. Ni kama vindio uneza dhani ni mkamba. Biashara ndo miulamba. Pesa imenifanya mweupe squeezy ka pamba.
Biashara ne, biashara. Okinyona hawe niye dige hara. Okinyona hawe niye dige hara. Okinyona hawe niye dige hara. Biashara ne, biashara. Biashara ne, biashara. Biashara ne, biashara. Okinyona hawe niye dige hara.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
na na. Freshy, freshy, freshy na na na. We all need somebody that call me, I will come running. Vako zako za samabane dada zimenibamba zaidi ya wale. Baby, I love the way you're going down. Ukicheza katitu twisti kilunda, utapenda nikikuchezea kinanda. Mama, nitakulinda kama Wakanda forever. Marcelina, sweet Marcelina, isiyotimina na inachizisha. Tunabaki shingo kupinda, kwanza hiyo rinda ikifiririnda. Freshy, na ukicheza nitacheza. Freshy, na ukisonga nitasonga. Freshy, karibia tusakate densi, wacha ikuwe kesi. Na 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 na. Niko na wewe, sitowaishu kwa moyo wangu na wewe. Umenipa pendo tangu jadi hadi wa leo. Tumevuka trouble nyingi tukiwa mavileo. Sasa wamefuata penzi letu kwa mitandao. Tumekuwa mfano wanatangaza kwa redio. Penzi letu limepita yote majaribio. Mambo yetu hayahusu ndewe wala sikio yo yo yo. Hata tukikula chapo ndondo, bado love iko moto moto. Maneno tam tam na matendo bondo. Freshy, na ukicheza nitacheza. Freshy, na ukisonga nitasonga. Freshy, karibia tusakate densi, wacha ikuwe kesi. Na 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 na. A superwoman and a wonder woman. Naspia ulipeleka wapi ma woman? Nataka to hunt, to hamerunta. Nataka wewe uko kambasam. Bia mbili troublesome. Toto painting kusota haram. Anafanya Alejandro anataka bam bam. Lakini uko na tabia weird. Fan wa Selena na Maria. Uongo, mkwaju plus bajia. Mitam, Sunday service, Lejo Maria. Freshy, na ukicheza nitacheza. Freshy, na ukisonga nitasonga. Freshy, karibia tusakate densi, wacha ikuwe kesi. Na 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 na.
This one coming. Alejandro had the band. Wanajua ni moto, ni freshi. Karibia tusakate densi.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Hey, hello. You look familiar, have I made up with you before? Let's just be serious, kabla uanze tukunipo. Nionyeshe Insta labda nitakukumbuka hivyo. Oh, hey, hello. Sikuamini lakini ni kama nimeona ghost. Miezi mbili ndio maana siwezi pita kino. Na tangu lini ukaanza kuwa na story mob? Lakini walai siwezi mind tukienda drinks. Walai na beshte yangu bado takumit. Walai ni wapi ulienda for real? For real. Lakini walai siwezi mind tukienda drinks. Walai na beshte yangu bado takumit. Walai ni wapi ulienda for real? For real. Hey, my heart is there, my pride is there. Don't play, don't even dare. You don't play fair, so hey, there's something here, there's something there. Overlay, it's like a different kind of weather. Hey, my heart is there, my pride is there. Don't play, don't even dare. You don't play fair, so hey, there's something here, there's something there. Overlay, it's like a different kind of weather. Lakini walai siwezi mind tukienda drinks. Walai na beshte yangu bado takumit. Walai ni wapi ulienda for real? For real.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio. Alexis on the beat.
Weka mziki, leo nataka kucheza. Nina mabeshte ndani kwa party, tunataka kucheza. Shida ni mingi, leo nataka kucheza. You know, we just wanna party and enjoy. Leo lazima nyama kwa wingi, ugali kidogo, pombe kwa wingi, chesa kidogo, mapenzi kwa wingi, chuki kidogo, situzitoke mdogo. Before the sun fits on us, tujibambe pamoja. Before the sun fits on us, tulewe pombe pamoja. It's all about good vibes, and inshallah. Good vibes, and inshallah. Good vibes, and inshallah. It's all about good vibes, and inshallah. Mabeshte ndani kwa gari, kila siku tunapare. Mabeshte ndani kwa gari, kila siku si tunapare.
Holla the man them, holla the girl them. What I want every day we do it for the fun them. Sexy ladies in the party, man about money and you know it's an anthem. Give thanks to the Most High. Every day a blessing you see and we multiply. Bigger picture now your good side. A bigger picture now your good side. Jaba kwa wingi ngoi kidogo, usiogope choma foto. Pigia Cindy, pigia Jojo, leo tunarudi soko. Cause I know you sacrifice, tujibambe pamoja. I know you sacrifice, situchome kimoja.
It's all about good vibes, and inshallah. Good vibes, and inshallah. Good vibes, and inshallah. It's all about good vibes, and inshallah. Nina mabeshte ndani kwa gari, kila siku tunapare. Nina mabeshte ndani kwa gari, kila siku si tunapare.
Nina mabeshte ndani kwa gari, kila siku tunapare. Nina mabeshte ndani kwa gari, kila siku tunapare.
Good vibes, and inshallah. Good vibes, and inshallah. Good vibes, and inshallah. It's all about good vibes, and inshallah. Mabeshte ndani kwa gari, kila siku tunapare. Mabeshte ndani kwa gari, kila siku si tunapare.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Alrighty, welcome back. That is Yani featuring Bien, and it's playing right here on Power Radio. This is the Power Morning Drive Show with me, Anne Wanyoike. Now, let's get into the conversation I had cited about just looking at some of the aftermath occurrences from the June 25th protest. As we saw last week, Wednesday, the streets were energetic. The vibe was vibing. People were out in the streets to commemorate the very historic now. Now we can call them historic because I think this is something that we shall be chiming into every now and then, actually every year as a nation. When the young people and pretty much Kenyans took to the streets to go and commemorate the lives of those that were slain from the June 25th protests that happened last year. And so one of the things that resultantly happened or was a consequence from the protest was the shutdown of media houses, and there was a directive from the Communication Authority of Kenya directing major media houses in the country, those mostly mainstream media houses in the country, to shut down their live coverage of the protest. And some of the reasons that they gave is that it might be causing some sort of incitement, which to which some of them, of course, did heed to the call. I would not mention their names for the fear of lawsuits. I don't want to be in any lawsuits. While others continued in their live broadcast, because there's definitely, the freedom of the media is something that is highlighted in the Constitution. And even beyond the Constitution, there are various acts that protect the media from this kind of regulation, and would say largely control. And so while I see that, the state, again, it's not something that is new from the state to do. And of course, this is not also new, like it's not unprecedented. I mean, last year we did see a little bit of that. And also, things like internet throttling that happened. We've seen subsequently more control of the media happening. I want us to focus on some of the things that I think the digital age has come to sort of decentralize power from the state, in that while, like, for example, I was just reading when Voice of Kenya, that's VOK, this was the only state-run media house back in the 70s and 80s, I believe. And back in the day, it was easy to kind of just regulate and decide. From the state was able to decide that this is the kind of information that is going to be mediated and disseminated through the media platforms. And I mean, of course, a big part of the downfall of that, very monolithic and uniform sort of uniform dissemination of information from a very regulated media outlets, is the fact that propaganda was one of the key occurrences during these times of VOK, when VOK was VOK, right, which is now known as the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation, KBC. But beyond even propaganda, I think the old ways can no longer hold water because of the blessing of the digital age, right? Before, while it was easy for the state to control what comes out from the mainstream media outlets, right now, it's not possible to do that kind of censorship, because people resulted into looking for alternative routes for their live coverage. I myself included, I was watching on Mutembei TV, right, which is not a mainstream media outlet, but it is the new mainstream, because the digital media space, or rather the owned media, social media, all these new terminologies to sort of explain that the new place, or the new, for lack of a better word, the new media that people are even finding more trustworthy. It's even interesting that Kenyans are more and more by trusting the credibility of social media outlets more than they are trusting the mainstream media. And why? It's because we've seen time and time again the media just sort of kind of playing along with what the state wants. And of course, there's a lot of regulation that goes on in the mainstream media. Perhaps there are economic issues involved, because remember, by the time you sit down to watch a program on TV, for example, or on radio, there's an advertiser that is behind the programming that you're watching, right? And the advertisers do not want to be in bad books with the state, because it's not good business for them, right? We also have the of course, the state definitely has having some very top shares in some of these media outlets as well. And so there's really not, I'm not so sure in Kenya we have obtained rather the sense of media freedom that we would like to see. Maybe perhaps if you compare it with some of the Western world, but also, although even in the Western world, it's something that is happening, I think, across the board, that more and more people are not finding more and more people rather are finding mainstream media outlets to no longer be trustworthy. People are finding it a little bit monotonal as well. There's also a lot of divergence from public opinion, right? And so people have resulted into, for example, one-man shows, right? People can sit down and maybe look at a tweet from a person that looks as if they are a thought leader or opinion shaper in whatever arena, whether it be political or, in the arena of sports, economics, whatever it is, rather than going the old way where mainstream media journalists that went to school and were trained to do this work are the custodians of narratives, are the custodians of public narratives, are the custodians of parallels there, that only countries that are not, have no respect for the rule of law, countries that have no respect for the democracy of the people are the ones that are leading in terms of the most regulated, most stifled media freedom. And so that again brings us to a question of media freedom, press freedom, right? I mean, we just celebrated press freedom the other day, but is there really anything to celebrate about press freedom? Because when you look at the recent occurrences in the Kenyan, mostly political landscape, because most run-ins with the media are always from the state and the government and the political class or the political side of things, you do tend to find that the more volatile political times are, or the more volatile the political climate is, the more control of media and this is just something that is not only a case of Kenya, but we've seen it constantly happening across many other democracies that are still emerging or are still growing. And the reason as to why I would say that this be the case is there is the idea of the state will always want to protect its interests. The state will always want to protect its freedom. The state will always want to protect its power, right? And you cannot have that. The public having information that might compromise the power that is being preserved by the state does further compromise, the state from exercising some sort of control, right, over their people, okay? And so why the media is always on a clampdown and is always given, it's like the prophet of doom, pretty much, because I think the media is one the fourth estate, as they call it. It's after the first, second, and third estate. Then we have the media, which in that order it tells us a lot about. If there was anybody to ever hold the state accountable, it would be the media, and it has been the media for the longest time, because of these purported press freedoms that we have stipulated. Of course, not just only within the Constitution, but also internationally. There are acts, there are declarations that speak towards the freedom of the media. And then, so of course, so now that becomes one big issue, right? That whole premise that the media is set up upon, which is it's a major threat to the government, it's a major threat to the state because of outing information that should, maybe the government would rather that it be not in public domain. But again, there's nothing that is done in the media that remains a secret, right? Everything the media does is for the public eyeball, it's for the public eardrum, it's for public consumption, because they also have a right, they also have the responsibility to educate, to inform the public, the members of the public, because we also have the right to public information, and especially when it comes to matters that cross, what we the people, again, we the people, when matters around issues of governance and political leadership and rulership of this nation, we should know and we ought to know everything that the state is doing. So those are some of the major things. And I think to just kind of break it down to a person who might be not making sense of why does the media get to be the one always on the receiving end, and how come, my other question then becomes now, how come that it's only the media that gets the brunt of it, yet we have many other outlets, right, that could be potentially shut down for seemingly so, speaking up against whatever the state is doing, right? And so the vulnerability of the media again becomes that whole thing, which is it's owned, right? It's an owned estate. We having the state being part of shareholding in media houses and media outlets is one of the biggest problem that we can ever deal with, right? When we have media ownership being convoluted by the state, I don't think that we are in safe hands. Media is supposed to be independent, right? Media is supposed to be completely exclusive from the government, and especially in governments where government control is a big problem. It's something that we need to absolutely have measures put across. And it's not even about putting them across, it's just about implementing and upholding them, because they are there. There's a Media Act, right? There is an article in this Article 33, 34, and 35 of the Kenyan Constitution that speaks a lot about these freedoms as well. So then the other thing that I would also like to chime in a little bit on is media literacy, okay? I think there was a lot of conversations that was happening online. I could see even people's videos and funny comments along social media that really showed that a big number of Kenyans really do not have that knack for media literacy. And why media censorship and media literacy are connected is because when we have a situation like the one that we had last week on Wednesday, when the directives are given from media, there are people that actually, I even was just hearing, because I love listening to what the local Mwananchi is saying. So as I was doing my grocery shopping there, I could hear ni vizuri hata wamekata TV ndio watu wasipigane zaidi, and there were other sentiments that really went to show that Kenyans need a very wide array and access to media literacy. It looks that as if we are all aware of what is happening, but you engage in conversations and you start unmasking some of the layers that maybe Kenyans do not have the context for, and you realize that a lot of Kenyans actually do need that amount of layered conversations on media literacy. And again, I was saying why media literacy and media censorship have parallels, or rather they are connected to each other, is because the freedom of a nation cannot happen where there is not an empowered citizenry. And part of an empowered citizenry is an informed citizenry. And one of the ways that we can empower our citizenry is by educating them about things like media literacy. Now, media literacy used to be just mainstream media literacy, right? Where they are able to see through information, to sieve through the information. They are able to make sense of what is being talked about. And we've seen that this is not something that quite translates. But then there's also the new age, which is the digital age. So now we have to talk about digital literacy, okay? we have to talk about social media literacy. What does that look like in this age? Especially now that we even have to deal with complications of, like, for example, like I keep going back to that the PS of Foreign Affairs, did shun out a deep fake video of Farid Zakaria of CNN there. I mean, of course, not him, but the imagery was that CNN is even pro the state, and it was really a bad look, really, on them, which later they had to apologize and remove it. And now I could imagine what kind of damage that would have done, which is there are people who would believe, and they had actually believed that it is true, that there are people that are pro what the state is doing. And for me, that becomes now another complication of, we cannot have a conversation about media censorship without having a conversation about media literacy. And then again, even beyond now media censorship and how it thwarts democratic progress, there's an issue of self-censorship, right? It's part of it, right? Why self-censorship, we have to talk about self-censorship right now, is we are living in the times of Albert Ojwang. Let's not forget, let's not move on, right? Because now the media is decentralized and it's owned by individuals. They're the ones who are disseminating information. So we have the likes of Albert Ojwang, who was a blogger, an activist, right? Just because he could not shut up about the misdoings and the misdoings rather of the government. Now he is nowhere to be found, because there is an issue about us being always followed, and self-censorship becoming a big thing that thwarts the democratic progress of a nation as well. So it's really a layered conversation that, as we talk about media, we talk about censorship, we talk about public narratives, there's so many layers that we have to always keep into account, right? Well, let me take a quick breather, and when we come back, we'll look at public narratives and how do we make sure that we disseminate public narratives? And there's something that I'm very passionate about, which is the custodianship of public narratives, and who gets to decide what stories are told beyond the newsroom, because it's clear that right now we are living in a digital age, and the news that maybe an editor at a mega media house might feel this is of public interest might not necessarily be of public interest to a person in, let's say, Bomet County, in some village. What does that look like? Where is that mismatch? What are the parallels there? And remember, we are looking at the aftermath of the June 2025 now, 25th protests that happened and ravaged this country, and of course, I think the entire world. So today's conversation is just, the aftermath of that, and we're looking at media censorship and what we need to do to ensure that we are staying vigilant in as much as media censorship or the state control of media, whether it be social media, self-censorship and public discourse is concerned. Let me take a quick breather. We come back and we continue our conversation. Keep it Power Radio.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Telling me this, telling me that, saying that you won't ever have to think twice. Ukipata nafasi upotezi wakati. You're saying that you won't fall back, no way. All you need to show me is just one day. Ukipata nafasi hivyo ushakuachali. Just as zingine tuna vibe, you know that's alright. I know, you know we made it through so many nights. Now here die, minapofika, you know you're the one, mini nitaidika nikufikie, bado unirudie. Mapenzi ni ya bure, utaachwa usisinzie. Take it nice and slow, don't get lost, oh no. Kwa mwendo wa kasi, nipe nafasi, nikuoneshe mapenzi wa kasi. Niko na penzi wa kasi, no. Mwendo wa kasi, no. Nipe nafasi, nikuoneshe mapenzi wa kasi. Niko na penzi wa kasi, no. Kinachonichanganya ni nini yeye hufanya ngana. Mi bado hung'ang'ana, siko ready kusema kwa heri, no. Kinachonichanganya ni nini yeye hufanya ngana. Mi bado hung'ang'ana, siko ready kusema kwa heri, oh. Nikuoneshe mapenzi wa kasi. Niko na penzi wa kasi, no. Mwendo wa kasi, oh. Nipe nafasi, nikuoneshe mapenzi wa kasi. Niko na penzi wa kasi.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Imeweza na kakienda basi enda na. Imeweza na ukibebwa basi bebwa nayo. Kitu safi ende chain chain, mali safi ende chain chain. Kitu safi ende chain chain, mali safi ende chain chain. Wamlambes kaulimi nishakwa champes na imewacha kuwa siri. Ndio maana na bachain na machingri na squeezy. Hata ukikam na sansesi shikiki. Na daily niko busy na mabig fish wa jiji. Macheku sainiwa di kalama ziandiki. Mawenki bao kuzibeba ni tizi. Na kaka ni sa empty, hakuna kasisi. Baadaye niko rienya madrinks na mayengs. Banaye niko ding dona nikibleki ten. Sai siko right side itabidi nime left. Chupori venye ziko brother ni kazi. Imeweza na kakienda basi enda na. Imeweza na ukibebwa basi bebwa nayo. Kitu safi ende chain chain, mali safi ende chain chain. Kitu safi ende chain chain, mali safi ende chain chain. Mina machampes tuna pop ma champagne hadi mama ploti ana call ma sanse aki. Dani ni magat shot za bunde nani. Squeezy tumekafunga tukatupaki. Ndio maana mi udunga kamsumari na kitu imebaki ni kumea tu kitambi. Jundani ya walenje nina kambi ya ganji. Na squeezy sina rende nina ganya wafuasi. Imeweza na kakienda basi enda na. Imeweza na ukibebwa basi bebwa nayo. Kitu safi ende chain chain, mali safi ende chain chain. Kitu safi ende chain chain, mali safi ende chain chain. Mini kama dread after nywele shaggy baby. Better and improve making power moves daily. Siku hizi siwezi lose chance, niko rada deadly. Na kama movie ya Roma siwezi kosa baby. Perienga then nicheze kami. Na kamna mayengs na madrinks. Acha bashi bank speaker ya matri. Wakitete kiako there wambie call police. Imeweza na kakienda basi enda na. Imeweza na ukibebwa basi bebwa nayo. Kitu safi ende chain chain, mali safi ende chain chain. Kitu safi ende chain chain, mali safi ende chain chain.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Right, welcome back. That is Mr. Chris Kaiga with a Chain, and he's playing right here on Power Radio. This is the Power Morning Drive Show. My name is Wanyoike. riding solo dolo today because the show must go on, but not to worry about a thing. We are talking about the aftermath of the June 25th protest, and today I wanted us to focus on media censorship and what does thwarting the media freedom in a country do in terms of what does it portend for the democratic progress and even fighting for a fair and just country look like. And we've looked at media censorship from the state, we've looked at self-censorship, we've also looked at what are some of the constitutional provisions of that, and how highly unconstitutional it was to have the CAK attempting to shut down media from disseminating information about such a very key historic moment. So I want us to focus a little bit on public custodianship of public narratives and the reason as to why it's important to have this conversation, because I think it's the only remedy, or not the only one, but some of the most powerful remedies towards dealing and eradicating with the issues of self-censorship as well as media censorship. And the reason as to why it's important for us to have a conversation about this custodianship of public narratives that I'm very very passionate about is because to decentralize public narratives from those that we've always given the power to be the ones that hold the stories, are the ones that have the power to kind of guide where to order our lives around. I keep saying that those that tell your story are the ones that decide what your life looks like or what it should turn out to be. And it's been very refreshing for me to see that custodianship of public narrative is moving just not only from the media itself, but it's moving from the artists as well, because artists have done the Lord's work from last year to this year. I mean, they've always done such an amazing work, but I think there is a heightened appreciation of the work that the artist gets to do in terms of feeding into the public narrative and the discourse that is happening. And such as is the case of Kenya, whether it be a poet, speaking out about the issues of, I beg your pardon, of police brutality, whether it be a singer-songwriter, doing a whole melody to give us a melody of revolution, shout out to people like Bakita, whether it be writers, right, who just sit down and they pen something down that continues to amplify the voice of the Kenyan people. And then it even becomes a much more shared, a shared struggle when Kenyans take ownership of these works of art displayed, and they sort of decide to make sense of it. And not only that, but they also continue the conversation with what the artists spark the conversation on, and kind of become bearers of these conversations. They also find new ways of sustaining the conversation as well. And so really, when I know we're still talking about media censorship, but you see it's a spin off because media is not just about media or the news, it's about narratives as well. It's about a public story, and a public story really is important. And I think we need to absolutely have conversations about what is our public story as Kenyans? Does our public story lead us towards more freer society? Does our public story call the powers that be into account? Does our public story which really is our public philosophy, which I think that we need to have a public philosophy, a political philosophy, an economic philosophy as a people. Does it make us more aware of the freedoms that we have? Does it make us, more enlightened towards the democratic struggle and fight and freedom for we as a nation, for we as a people, for we as Kenyans, right? So this is not a conversation that we can have in one day, or we can have in 2 days or in 3 days. It's definitely a conversation that continues as we look at the aftermath of the June 25th protest. So I'm seeing that I'm really running out of time here, but it's definitely a conversation that I should be having more and more and more, because it's something that we need to continuously engaging in. And for us to do that, even like tomorrow, you can join us on our Twitter space on the Power 254 X account, that is at Power 254, and we shall be having a conversation with Tevin Kote. He's a communications lead from Badili Africa. We also have Javan the poet, and as well as Moody's. She's also a poet, and we are going to be looking at we the people, right? What does this current moment that we're living in as a nation portend for centralizing the power back to the people? Because the people shall mandatory is not just a statement, it was a political statement of protest and rebellion. And also of revolution, really. And so do join us tomorrow as we continue this conversation about how our public narratives can be stewarded. How can we steward public narratives beyond what the state deems as public narratives, beyond what the state thinks they can regulate, and how can the people of Kenya take back their power and engage in discourse that directly affects them, even in terms of their duty and role into the political governance and democratic space. Right. So it's 10 sharp East African time. That means that my time is done for today. Thank you so much for joining us. This is definitely a conversation that we shall have more and more and more. But do join me on Wednesday as we continue having a conversation about the rebirth of a nation. I've been your host, Wanyoike. Until next time, see you same place. God bless. Goodbye.
Your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your only station, Power Radio.
Jealousy, always comparing myself to you. Sometimes I feel like I overdo. Sometimes I feel like I'm over you. Sangin I feel like I have no clue. Sangin miwaga moods. Sometimes I act a fool. Sangin ninachoma sana. Sometimes tunakosana. Sometimes I act too cool. Sangin you act a fool. Sometimes you drive me crazy. I swear I drive you crazy. Consistent, consistency, consistent, consistently, consistent, consistency, consistent, consistent, day by day, 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 day by day. Consistent, consistently. Anxiety, naanza tabia za self sabotage. Naanza tabia za kuji overjudge. Naanza
naanza kujifungia, naanza kujikazia, mwenzio nafunga hisia. Sometimes I feel so blue, sometimes I have no